Start over. Okay, go.
Start over?
Yep.
I'm Megan Skelton, and I'm going to be talking about a graphic designer, a poster designer in New York named James Victor. For those of you, I don't know whether you checked out my email or any of the links, I sent you a link to first his personal website, as well as a Hellman Curtis interview with the designer. But if you haven't, he's a poster designer from New York. He actually teaches up there now. And I discovered him a couple of years ago when I checked out that interview that I sent you the link to. And he's kind of known for his shock value in design and kind of having politically charged posters. He grew up on a military base and never wanted to be a designer, and he wanted to go to school for engineering and physics, but wasn't smart enough. So when he was working for his dad, he met someone who came into his dad's store who asked him if he needed a job, and he kind of got into advertising. A couple of his beliefs will kind of help you understand what type of person he is. He thinks that a big fault in advertising is using the practice of focus groups. And I thought this was kind of interesting because it made me think back to Adorno and Horkheimer's beliefs about advertising. Some of the quotes I pulled from their writing was that no independent thinking must be expected from the audience. The product prescribes every reaction. And that advertising today is a negative principle, a blocking device. And another one was that the assembly line character of the culture industry, the synthetic planned method of turning out its products, is very suited to advertising. So I think that he thinks that advertisers are hurting the audience by making them feel inferior. Whereas I kind of have a different belief on this. I think that advertisers are just trying to please the consumers by putting out there something that they're going to want. He also thinks that computers are not nearly as interesting solving something by hand, which is kind of a different belief for graphic designers today. They like to kind of jump straight to the digital media and work on the computer. He says that the larger audience out there responds to work if they can tell that a human made it and that it wasn't just spit out by a computer. And I related this back to the article that we read about Benjamin, or the Benjamin article, and thought that he would appreciate this because, especially in our current state where their computers are so prevalent and there's barely even any handwritten letters anymore, Benjamin was extremely concerned with the lack of authenticity in art in the age of mechanical reproduction, and I guess Victor kind of verifies that belief. Here's a couple of his work samples, just to kind of give you an idea of his style. If you look down on the bottom left, the racism poster that he did was in 1993 in response to racial tension that was going on in New York. And it was, I think, in response to a specific incident where a Hasidic Jewish man was involved with a hit and run with an African American boy. Let's see. There's a couple more. This is the specific piece that I wanted to reference today. He named it Celebrate Columbus, and he printed 5,000 of these posters on Columbus Day in 1992 for the 500th anniversary, and he posted them all over Washington, D.C., and just waited to see how people would react and try to understand the poster. And he said one of his greatest thrills was when the police were coming around and scraping them down off the walls. In his mind, he wanted to shed light on the lack of discussion of what kind of came associated with Columbus Day. Everyone kind of praised Christopher Columbus for the discovery of America, but really there was all this, injustice happening to the Indians. And then I just found this poster that I thought was an interesting comparison. It's done in 1971 by Krister, and I think it's just, this was actually done in relation to Wounded Knee, and I thought it was interesting because it's similar subject matter and it's also politically charged in that way.